Welcome to the Healing Bitch podcast. I'm Jackie Ortez, a psychic medium that has a penchant for all things spiritual. During this time with me, we will explore the world of energy and how it affects us all. Each podcast will address a question submitted from my listeners that I feel I have the authority to answer. So get comfy, throw on your headphones, and let's see what happens. Hey guys, welcome back to the Healing Bitch podcast. This is my first solo episode of 2025. My goal going forward is to have a solo episode that is focused on education to improve yourself every third podcast. So this is the first one of the year, and we're going to be talking about self-talk and how to improve that. But if you like what you've been listening to, if you are interested in continuing to listen to the show, please follow me on whatever platform that you're currently listening on. I also would appreciate if you like and shared it. And if you have any comments about how I can improve the show, any kind of topics that you want me to bring up going forward, something that you want me to cover, please comment, or you can reach me at the Healing Bitch podcast on Instagram. Feel free to DM me, comment on anything. Or if you're interested in any services that I have, you can find me at the Healing Guidance Jackie on Instagram, and my website is healingandguidancebyjackie.com. So thank you again for joining me. 2025 is off to an interesting start. On Monday coming up, we have the inauguration of the president-elect, President Trump. And I know not everybody is in the best mindset when it comes to what happened with the election and that he was elected again. And the only thing I can tell you is to stop focusing on that. Stop focusing on what might happen, what might come into play, and start focusing within. Because 2025 is going to be a really, really crazy year. A lot of things that we could never imagine in our life before happening are going to happen, and it's going to be more than we could ever imagine. So the best thing for you to do is to be in the best place that you possibly can. And today we're going to be talking about self-talk and how to be kinder to yourself and little ways to challenge things that you say to yourself. Because the reality is, what we say to ourselves is a record that we learned growing up. It might be a phrase like, one time when you were 11 and a bully said that you're fat, you might now have that record playing over and over and over again that you're fat and you're useless and you're worthless. And these are all things that were projected onto you as children. So we don't want them to keep affecting you as an adult. It affects me. I totally get it. I'm currently working on my self-talk as well, but I have some really good, simple ways for you to be kinder to yourself. Because think about it. You're the only one in your brain. You're the only one that's amplifying these thoughts. You're the only one that also can fight these thoughts. No one can do this for you. And the best thing that you can do for yourself is question this stuff. It's to work on yourself. It's to make sure that you are in a place of loving yourself so you're able to give that love out to the world. And the world, like I said, is a crazy place. Season, or as I like to call 2025, season 6 of the world collapsing in order to go back to what it needs to. Because, it started with January 2020, which just... if we count the things that happened in the past 5-6 years, because technically 2026 is the 6th year that we're going over this. It's not the 5th, even though, 2020, 2025. As a society, we have changed And as people, we have changed our views, what we believe in. Just if you look at even just the landscape of politics, which I don't really want to go into much, but it's become entertainment, which it always has been, but now it's a lot more obvious. But anyhow, let's get back to self-talk. So I want you to sit here and think for a moment and think about all the things that you tell yourself throughout the day. I think I saw once that we have about 80,000 thoughts in one day. And that's just our conscious mind. That's not even our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is playing in the background and has a lot more thoughts. So we're going to focus on the conscious mind today, because if you can change the conscious mind, then that will have a good effect on the subconscious mind. So sit here with me and let's just think about some things that you tell yourself. Do you truly feel like you are nice to yourself all the time? Do you feel like you are hard on yourself? Are some of the things that you would say to yourself about yourself, would you say this to somebody else if they had the same problem or they did the same action? And I will give you an example right now. Say you lost your keys or you misplaced your keys. When you walk around, and let's pretend that this is something that happens a lot. When you're walking around, you're looking for your keys. What are you saying to yourself? Are you saying, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I lost my keys again. Why can't I just put them in the right place? I can't believe this is happening again. I'm so dumb. I can't do anything right. And do you spiral when something small happens like that? Say you burnt the chicken for dinner. That just came into my head. Say you burnt the chicken, or you're like, oh my God, I'm so horrible at cooking. I'm never going to cook right. No one's going to eat this food. This is terrible. I ruined this again. Are you using those words again? I hate myself. I'm so stupid, blah, blah, blah. The first thing I want to talk about, if you do have those thoughts, and this is something that I'm currently working on as well, is I want you to rephrase them. Say you lose your keys. Instead of saying something like, I'm so stupid, just be like, that wasn't the best action. I don't want you to call yourself names or say you are stupid for doing it. It's just an action that you did that wasn't the best. That wasn't that favorable. We're going to take baby steps with this, because you're not going to go from A to B or A to Z all of a sudden. So I want you to think about it next time you're saying something to yourself and be like, oh, that was really stupid. Why did I do that? Or I'm really stupid for doing that. Just take a moment when you catch that you've said that and say, that I could have made a better decision. I could have. And I have the opportunity next time to make a better decision. I'm not stupid because this happened. My decision just wasn't the best. But I have that opportunity to change it next time. I personally have foot and mouth syndrome, where I tend to say things that insult people that I don't realize insult people. Most of the time I'm joking and I go a little bit too far and I don't realize. And it really hurts me when I hurt other people. I beat myself up so badly. I say to myself, how could you do that? They're not going to like you anymore. You shouldn't be doing that. You have to think about what you're saying. But sometimes things just fly out of my mouth, and that happens with absolutely everybody. So instead, what I've done, because this recently happened around the holidays, because I can't help myself, is I said to myself, take a pause maybe while you're joking with somebody about them and see how they're reacting. Instead of keep going, because that's what I do, because I just think it's funny. Humor is my way of bonding with people, but I do know sometimes I go too far. I take a pause now and I see how that person's reacting. and I see if they're really laughing, if they're not laughing, if I've gone too far, if somebody has said something to me about, okay, enough, and I keep going, for me to take that cue to take a pause and not do that anymore. Because ultimately what happens is not only do I hurt somebody else, but I hurt myself even more than I can hurt that person. I've always been really hard on myself. So that's the next thing. If you find that you're really, really hard on yourself when you make a mistake, first try to rephrase it like we talked about. And then next, just tell yourself you're going to do better next time. See what you could change, just a little thing. And be like, it's okay that I talk to yourself in a nice way, like you would with a kid. If they did something wrong, say, that wasn't the best decision, but try next time to be aware so you can feel better about that decision afterwards. Positive self-talk is so important because we can't rely on outside sources to be supporting us in the way that we need. We can't rely on outside sources to be like, you're doing a good job. It's okay that you did this. Everyone is self-centered. We are all concerned with ourselves. Yes, we can be caring, and sometimes people pleasing goes along with needing outside validation. I'm guilty of this as well. But we need to give ourselves that positive self-talk because nobody else knows how we feel. We need to tell ourselves that we're doing well. We need to be our biggest cheerleaders. And a way to do that is to separate your self-conscious mind from your conscious mind and talk to yourself like you're almost another person. Like I refer to myself in my head as Jackie. Sometimes I say you're doing a good job, but I'm like, Jackie, you're doing so good, blah, 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 because part of it is talking to a version of yourself that is still this hurt person. It could be yourself as a child, but you need to talk to that part of yourself that needs the consoling, the part of yourself where this behavior started. When, like I said before, that 11-year-old, when you're 11 or 12 and that bully said to you, you're fat. Like, are you really fat? And if you were, fat's just an adjective. It doesn't mean you're unhealthy. So positive self-talk. You need to talk yourself up. When you do something that is good or you feel is good or positive in a certain way, you need to start saying to yourself, that was good. I did such a good job today. I'm so proud of myself. Because again, outside validation is not going to come in the way that we need healing. And it also shouldn't. We have everything that we need inside of ourselves. We are able to heal from these past traumas and everything ourselves. We don't need this outside validation. So I want you to take that people pleasing and that outside validation kind of away. And bring it inside. Why do you think so much that what other people say means more than what you're saying? And I know as a society, we have been set up for that, but let's start on a new page. Let's just take a moment now and say, from now on, what's most important in my life is how I treat myself. Because that's how you're going to have other people's treat you. Other people's. Other people treat you. If you're sitting here and in your head, you're like, I'm worthless. I have to prove my worth. I have to work overtime to feel like I'm a good person. I have to overextend myself in order for people to respect me or give me love and affection. Guess what? If you feel that inside, that's exactly what's going to happen in the outside world. And we don't want that. We want you to be inside of yourself, nurturing yourself, loving yourself. Because the more you love yourself, the more the energy expends and goes out, and the more people feel loving towards you because they feel how much you love yourself. and they want to give you more love. So, positive self-talk. Just be your biggest cheerleader. Good for me for making breakfast for myself today instead of getting takeout and eating something unhealthy. Good for me that I went to the gym. Good for me that I got enough sleep. Good for me that I let myself rest. Good for me that I am now allowing more love into my life by showing myself more love. Those are some of the affirmations you can use. I say, go ahead and congratulate yourself on anything small that you do, because that's how it starts. Baby steps. We're all about simplicity here. Congratulations. Yay. I'm so proud of myself that I got 10 listeners on a podcast overnight after it was published in the first day. I congratulate myself on everything. Everything. And it took a very long time to get to that place. But you know what? I'm so proud of myself for going after my dreams. And for me, that's big. That's big. I've been doing it a long time. So for you, it'll start small. I'm so proud of myself for cooking this week twice when I normally wouldn't cook at all. I'm so proud of myself for standing up for what I believe in. So you get the point. I'm going to challenge you to do that today and do that this week. Just try to congratulate yourself and be proud of yourself for just those little moments. And I am very aware that I am repeating myself over and over in different ways. And this is one of the ways that I teach, because psychologically, it takes us 7 times to hear something in order for it to sink in, and 7 times for us to see something in order for us to take action. So when I teach, even in my full-time job, I do repeat myself a lot, because also that's how I learn. I need to hear it over and over and over again. I need to be batted over the head with the bat in order to learn something sometimes, and also in practice. And the last thing I want to give to you and suggest to you is incorporating a practice of gratitude. Gratitude is a great way, just like the affirmations, it's very similar to. It's a great way to appreciate what you currently have. And for this specific self-talk, I want you to focus on gratitude of what you have done for yourself. So what you're going to do is, before you go to bed at night, and if you have some kind of practice that leads up to that, like prayer or meditation or, whatever you have, I want you to lay in bed, or at nighttime if you're sitting on the couch and you catch yourself and you fall asleep too fast when you get into bed, I want you to sit down in silence. This is important. No distractions. And take 30 seconds to think about 3 things that you specifically did for yourself today that felt good. These things don't have to be extraordinary. They could be, I made coffee for myself instead of going out and buying a coffee, so I saved money. Go me. I took a bath because my energy didn't feel good and I wanted to feel better. And then the third thing, let's see. Instead of getting takeout, I made myself food that I already had in the fridge. So those are 3 things specifically that I did yesterday, actually, that felt really good to me. So it could be, I woke up on time. I got enough rest today. I stood up for myself. I don't know why these balloons keep popping up. If you're watching the video, you'll see them, but I mean, it's kind of nice. Thank you. Go me. But yeah, so think of 3 things that you did for yourself. And I know that some of you have very, very busy lives. But maybe this will make you think about during the day 3 things that you could say at night. Be like, oh crap, I really haven't done anything for myself today. I'm not going to have anything to say at night. Maybe it'll make you take a moment and take 3 deep breaths. That is definitely a thing that you can have gratitude for at night. So it doesn't have to be these extraordinary things. And that is a big point of what I want to say is changing your life are these micro steps that you take. You're not going to have this aha moment. I mean, sometimes we do, but it's not that common. These micro steps and these baby steps that you take add up to so much, especially when it comes to self-talk. And once you get that self-talk into yourself and that positive self-talk, it starts just changing your energy. It starts you looking for things, even in your outside world, that are more positive. So you can have something at night for your gratitude practice to say. And then eventually, when you feel like your self-talk is good, move your gratitude practice to 3 things that happened to you that day that were really good, to make your outside world more beautiful, because we are the creators of our lives. We are the creators of our inside world, and we are the creators of our outside world. And give yourself some fucking credit. Give yourself the opportunity to have a beautiful life, because even though there is crazy stuff happening, there has been crazy stuff happening for a really long time, life is beautiful. We are here having a human experience to feel emotions, to enjoy life. Life doesn't have to be hard all the time. There's, of course, going to be periods of life where it feels like it's never going to end, the hardness. But when those moments happen, just remember, nothing lasts forever. Everything goes in waves. Everything goes in waves. So I hope this was helpful for everybody. I really enjoyed sharing these practices with you. Again, if you enjoyed it, please support me by just leaving a comment, a like, a follow, finding me on Instagram, again, at the Healing Bitch Podcast. All that information will be in the description of the podcast as well. I love doing this. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy talking to you all. I enjoy spreading love and spreading ways that you can heal yourselves, because I am just the carrier of the information. Even if you get sessions with me, I am not the healer. I am here to guide you to do your own healing. So, again, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of this, and I will see you soon.